Hello, friends. This is Dave Hurwitz, executive editor at ClassicsToday.com, here with yet another Beethoven Piano Concerto cycle, this time with Haochen Zhang and the Philadelphia Orchestra, conducted by Nathalie Stutzmann on Bis. Now, Bis has got lots of Beethoven concerti. They have Bräutigam doing them on period instruments. They have that Minnesota one, with who is it? With Yevgeny Sudbin, I think it is. They're very good. I mean, they're very good. This one, Jed reviewed and really described as a modern reference version, one of several, but yes, a modern reference version. And I don't disagree with him at all. It's splendid. The closest thing I can compare it to, I think, as a modern reference version would probably be the Bronfman-Zinman versions, which are a little bit more period instrument-y inflected than these are, but still, the conception is somewhat similar in that both of these artists understand something of period performance, technique, and the approach, but they don't overdo it. They use that which from that approach makes the music sound fresh and new and lively and unhackneyed. And then the rest of it is them. It's what they bring to it. And they have quite a bit to bring to it, as luck would have it. First of all, let's talk about the soloist. Zhang is really a personality. He has character. You could hear it right from the opening of the Fourth Piano Concerto. I remember, recently you may have seen a video where I talked about the new Garrick Olson Beethoven Piano Concerto cycle on reference recordings, where he plays that opening with the utmost simplicity and unaffectedness. And this is quite different. This has variations of timbre and dynamic and rubato. It's the virtuoso approach almost, I would say, but still tasteful, still beautifully done. It follows the line of the music, and it's quite different. And so Zhang has a bold personality of his own, and you hear it, throughout these performances. You hear it in the Emperor Concerto, in the opening of the slow movement, it's exquisitely beautiful. You hear it in the Third Concerto, that marvelous interplay between piano and the oboe and the other instruments of the orchestra, the pizzicato strings at the opening of the finale. He's wonderfully sensitive, but when he takes center stage, he always grabs your ear. And that's a big deal in this music. That's what we want to hear. And it's also worth saying something about Nathalie Stutzmann. Nathalie Stutzmann really knows what singing is about because she's a singer. She began her life, I believe, as a bassoonist. And then she became a contralto, a singer, and appeared in a lot of recordings of classical and Baroque and later music. And now she's a conductor. She's a tremendously complete musician. She really, really is. The Philadelphia Orchestra, of course, is the Philadelphia Orchestra. Somebody had money, serious money. I suspect that Mr. Zhang has some wealthy supporters somewhere who are willing to pay to get the Philadelphia Orchestra to do this. I mean, they sound gorgeous. They're wonderful. And fortunately, Stutzmann does not insist that they remove all vibrato from their sound or don't sound like Philly. I mean, my example is the Fourth Concerto because it's just my favorite one. So it's the one I usually pull examples from. And the opening, when the strings come in, they just float. Time is suspended. It's so beautiful. That's the Philadelphia sound, sort of, or what's left of it, in this day and age. And then the tempo picks up perfectly when da 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 da, the main body of the allegro chimes in. It's beautifully, beautifully done. It's the orchestra asserting its own personality in contradistinction to that of the soloist, which is what you want to hear in these concerti. It's what makes them wonderful, absolutely wonderful. And the slow movement of the Fourth, the slow movement is brusque in the period instrument style, but not brusque and small. Stutzmann allows the string section to bite and dig and assert its force. It doesn't sound like a string quartet with, indigestion, which it quite often can. So that's marvelous. And then when Zhang comes in, he's portrait of timidity, and he slowly evolves a little bit more positivity and force as the movement goes on. It's just beautifully done, and the finale is just slamming. It's wonderful. So yeah, I mean, the sound is amazing. It's Bis. It sounds glorious. And, you don't get like a coupling to the Emperor. There's no choral fantasia or, other things like that. But it's okay. It's the 5 piano concerti played to a fare thee well. Go have a look at Jed's review. Give it a serious read and perusal. I think it will guide your ear to other aspects of these performances that I haven't discussed. But yeah, this is a great Beethoven concerto cycle. It really is. And, we only have 10 or 12,000 of them at this point. But greatness is its own justification, as I've always said. And so the important thing is to know that if you hear these, you'll have as good a series of Beethoven piano concertos as anybody has set down on disc so far. You really will. It's just splendid. So keep on listening, friends. Thanks for joining me. Take care.